What is up, my fellow measly crew members? Hey, no, I guess this is the measly few over on this channel, but hey, what's up, my Treehouse people? We just recorded, and by we, I mean me, Eggy, Hartsy, and Purple. We recorded a podcast that I intended. I was trying to be a nice guy and say, hey, Purple, I've not come on your podcast channel, the Purple Surplus. I don't think I've been on there. So, hey, let's just record a bonus episode for fun, just some shit posting. Just a couple friends talking the walk, and you could post it on the Purple Surplus channel, and maybe I'll get some people to go check it out. You know, good collab opportunity. And he's on board, and we record it the last hour and a half, and by the end he's like, "Yeah, I can't post this." And frankly, when I know it's going on somebody else's channel, of course I'm gonna say as unhinged things as I can. So it makes sense that he, you know, for the protection and sake of his own channel, he doesn't want to post it. So here it is for you. Hey, that's why he's introducing it, even though now I'm introducing this. But please enjoy. We had a fun conversation, and you know, it's a shame he doesn't want to post it, but it's good for you. Bye, people.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Colonel Cast. And on today's special episode, we have classic internet YouTube individual Simian Jimmy.
Now, Purple Colonel, which colonel from war history is your favorite? Because I assume this is a podcast where we review each military colonel in history, right?
Oh, well, I might have to disappoint you here. I couldn't name a single colonel if you put a gun to my head, except for Colonel
Just like
Sanders.
every woman you've ever been with, Purple, you disappointed me.
Well, I've never been with a woman, so I'm not that.
See, that's what I wanted to dive into today, was the lifestyle of a gay Canadian. What is it like? Because I imagined all Canadians were default gay, so the fact that you even have to point it out makes me think you must be like super ultra gay.
Well, maybe first here I should introduce our other guest today.
Speaking of gay Canadians, we're also joined by
Hartsy.
Oh, I am Hartsy, the second gayest person that Monkey knows.
Hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
the second gayest?
The second gayest. Of course, we have a good friend, Purple, who's probably like the only actual gay friend you have, and then me, who's the secondary gay friend, of course.
I feel like you've met a lot of people who you're like no longer talking to and stuff, right? There's like a whole lot of people I feel like that you've talked to who maybe are.
Does
maybe more gay
Digibro
than me.
count as gay?
I don't know.
I mean, Diginay is the name, right?
Yeah, but if Digibro's husband is sucking on Digibro's penis, is it a straight sexual act since Digi identifies as female?
Oh my god, that's a whole can.
If you get somebody's phimosis cock cheese like trapped between your lip and your gums in your mouth, doesn't that make you a little bit gay?
I don't want to be like super anti-woke here, but I think that's still like crosses the line of being straight, and
sucking your wife's penis is a little bit gay.
A little bit, yeah.
I think the word that the umbrella term here is queer, right? You use that, and it kind of covers all the bases, so that works.
I agree. It's extremely queer.
Maybe.
Yeah, but this gay man spent all day going to church and going to dinner and like being out all day with my girlfriend, and I was just about to sleep 2 minutes before we hopped on podcast.
Well, too bad. We have an important podcast to do today on the Purple Cast, Purple Colonel Surplus channel. Guys, would you consider yourselves talented psychologists and or psychiatrists?
Say so, yeah.
No,
I think I have a good understanding of people.
absolutely not.
Well, I was browsing Reddit and I came across the account of somebody who I'm not sure if they're unhinged or not. So I was thinking maybe I should read some of their Reddit comments they've posted, and you guys could judge, you know, whether they're based or cringe or unhinged.
I think that's a good little game show idea. Yeah, let's do that.
And this is just a completely random person, so I'm not going to read their username or anything. We can just judge them by what they have to say.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so first one, posted an unpopular opinion on Reddit, and the post was taken down, but their comment remains. Okay. And I need a sip of water, so Hartsy, sing me a song real quick.
Purple Surplus is the show's name. Purple Surplus, podcasting's our game. We love the Purple Kernel Show.
Should that be the new theme song, Purple? Can we plug that in with the Rusty Cage background music every episode?
Sure, we can throw that in there, yeah. Put that in at the start, Switch up.
Okay, here's
sports.
Reddit comment number 1 that has a -3 downvotes. Body positivity is such cancer. People lose so much time being fat. Either you're headed for an early grave, or your recovery journey will be that much longer. I don't get it. Who gains from this? And don't say the medical industry. Seems like it's mostly coming from misguided leftists in this case.
Oh, wow.
Is it based, cringed, or unhinged?
We had the 4th guest joining us. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Well, what are you implying, Hartsy? This is a completely random... What do you mean?
No, I meant another guest joined the call while you were reading off that.
Is Eggy here?
Yeah.
Well, I just happened to have this notification of a missed call, so I always return my calls. Then I realized it was a Discord call, so...
Well, Eggy, you're invited as well, because this is a podcast for the Purple Surplus channel, so hopefully it'll get 30 views. Hopefully 30. If
we
I share
average
it.
around like 100. Okay, it gets pretty good. We're in the big leagues.
So you're doing half that of the anti-reviews channel. Which is pretty impressive.
That's pretty good,
I would love to be a half of an anti-review.
Yeah.
Eggy, we're playing a game called Based, Cringed, or Unhinged, where I'm reading the comments of a random Redditor and we're judging them.
If there's one thing I really enjoy in life, it's judging Redditors, so I'm happy to be here.
Well, this first comment was anti-body positivity and saying that fat people are going to an early grave. What do we think of this one?
I think that's pretty true.
It is true.
Yeah.
That's why I'm on the grind trying to get my fucking weight down. So
all 4 of us say based on this one.
Based on that one.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, this is the next one is from the Rick and Morty subreddit.
Oh boy.
The post is all caps, new Citadel of Ricks. So I think this is responding to a clip from a trailer from a new season of Rick and Morty.
Oh, wow.
Our anonymous commenter says, I am rock hard.
Oh.
I think it's understandable to be excited about, a new episode in your favorite show, I think that's that's based.
Getting an erection, like a sexual erection from Rick and Morty trailer?
I mean, who doesn't?
I think there was a missed opportunity here to say I'm Rick hard. But yes, being, stimulated by Rick Sanchez as a man, I think I'm probably going to have to say, for my personal taste, unhinged.
Who can knock a man for expressing his excitement for a new show, for a new season of his favorite show?
So that's 1 vote for unhinged, and Hartsy and Purple, you both say this guy is based?
Sure, yeah.
I think still being excited for Rick and Morty in 2025 is a little bit cringe. There's better shows to watch. I mean, whether Justin Roiland was a good man or not, he did have the creative comedy essence of that show pulsing through his veins, and it's missing completely.
I don't know. I think it's only gotten better since he was gone.
My God.
I haven't seen any post-Roiland season, so I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that.
Okay, next subreddit.
And it has improved, I think, since for season 7 or whenever.
From the Fuck Cars subreddit. The post is, why doesn't the Mushroom Kingdom have high-speed rail? Are they stupid? Okay, now here's the comment from our anonymous Redditor. They have fungus in their brain, almost as dumb as the average American.
Okay, that's just anti-American, man.
I'm starting to wonder how anonymous this Redditor truly is. I'm starting to wonder if there might be a
What do you
little
mean?
bit of a something. I don't know. I feel like there might be some sort of reveal you're building up to here.
I know,
with
I
these,
know.
this
No, I'm
specific
going to keep
character.
them anonymous. I don't want to bully anybody.
All right.
I know a big r/fuck Cars fan.
Yeah.
Do they also like Rick and Morty?
I do.
Yeah, actually.
I did not screenshot this one, but there was a post in a subreddit called The Binding of Isaac of somebody saying, playing this game literally saved my life and pulled me out of depression. And there was some sort of comment posted on that one, but it was not funny enough to save.
Are we gonna get a Land Chad's post in here as well, or?
There was a post the other day that someone made on the subreddit for Binding of Isaac saying that the game saved them from going to a school shooting. They stayed home from school one day to play Binding of Isaac, and there was a school shooting that day.
Was that your classmates because you stayed home playing the game instead of shooting them?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, here's from Ars. Oh, go ahead, Eggy.
Well, my sentiments on this missing Binding of Isaac comment, and also the absolutely true anti-Shart American, anti-cage cuck, that's what I call car drivers, based on both counts as far as I'm concerned.
Based. Okay.
I think cars are pretty
Yeah.
cool, so I think it's cringe.
No, cars are awful. It's a based comment.
Wow.
I like my car,
Yeah.
and I love being an American. Purple, don't even comment.
Well,
You have no clue.
I'm happy not being an American. I'm fine with that.
Or at least I know I'm gay. That's the Canadian theme.
We got a decent anthem, and it's not that.
God save the Queen. Oh.
That's the
Is that
UK.
you
That's
guys?
the wrong one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh,
We do
so
Oh
what's
Canada.
the French Queen?
I don't know. They don't have queens
Okay.
anymore. They killed them all.
Somebody posted in r/unpopular opinion, pulling a hamstring is not real. Anonymous Redditor replies, oh my god, dude, just Google it if it's a real thing or not. If you think you know more than the entire medical field, then that's not an unpopular opinion, but an insane one.
Okay, now that time you gave the person an accent. What's that about?
They just didn't seem like they had a strong grasp on the English language since they did not use that hilarious pun that Eggy pointed out with Rick Hard. So I assume it's like a secondary language to them.
Right, yeah. I don't know, disagreeing with the medical field is pretty cringe, so I don't know. I understand the frustration. but-
About half of this Redditor's activity is responding to unpopular opinion and saying your opinion is not unpopular, it's insane. This person spends literally hours every single day of their life. It's like this is like an hour of their day routine is go on r/unpopular opinion, read all the day's posts, and respond to the ones he does not agree with. God gave us so many hours on this earth, and this man is dedicated to spend as many as possible correcting Redditors on how popular their unpopular opinion might be.
Well, I think he's got a very good point as far as this hamstring thing goes. That really brings me to another point I'd like to address that I think we all need to think about here. Pulling a muscle, there's only one muscle I pull, and frankly, it's the opposite of injury. It's really a great thing to do. But pulling, it's referring to overstretching. Why don't we just say overstretching? I mean, I feel like, I don't know where this pulling stuff comes from, because you can get pulled on and not be injured, so let's think about it, folks.
True, I pull on myself very often, and it might be the opposite of injury that occurs.
I don't even know what a hamstring is, so I'm just gonna sit out on this one.
I think it's like it's in your leg somewhere.
Yeah, probably lower leg. I think.
Yeah, somewhere.
No.
You could stretch them out by doing a lunge.
Yeah, I don't.
Here's the last one. Another unpopular opinion. Somebody said sex is the biggest evil to humanity. Anonymous Redditor, in all caps, says no freaking way.
I mean, that's true, right? That seems like the correct response.
No freaking way.
Just had to take time out of his time on this earth to let this guy know he disagrees with his unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
No
freaking way.
shit. No
Wow.
shit. Yeah, that's it. So is this person overall based, cringed, or unhinged?
I feel like a little bit of all of it. I would say, for the most part, kind of unhinged.
I'm going to say consistently based all the way through. I don't think I disagreed with any of those.
Is there a way I can sort by controversial?
I think Reddit got rid of their sort by controversial feature because I haven't been able to find it.
That's terrible.
Damn.
Yeah, all of these were just from like the last 10 days. I didn't want to scroll too far back.
Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of gold in them there hills.
Why
Do you
would
guys
they
want to
get
weigh
rid of
in on this debate if 100 men could defeat one gorilla?
I doubt. Well,
Yeah.
is it like 100 men with no weapons, no nothing?
No weapons.
I feel like if they all attacked at once, maybe you would be able to overwhelm a gorilla. It depends the age of the gorilla, how big the gorilla is, what breed of gorilla it is. But I think overall, 100 men have a good chance against one gorilla.
I feel like 100 people could kill like a blue whale barehanded and stuff, you know? I feel like 100 people can do just about anything. Just sit on it or something until it dies.
Right.
If you clog up its blowhole with corpses, can it breathe?
Yeah, exactly. There's always a way with 100 people. If it were like 20, I'm not sure about that.
Oh, 20 people could not take a gorilla.
Yeah.
If it was like 100 women that were paraplegic and also with Down syndrome, like then in that case, I don't think it would be really a massacre. Frankly, it would probably be one of the worst things that probably ever happened. It would be terrible. But yeah, any man of like an average physical capability, I'd say adults above 18, but not too old either. But you could probably have like a few elderly people in there, and it probably wouldn't make a huge difference.
You would definitely have like a few dozen casualties, I think, because gorillas are fucking big, very strong, and very angry. But I think you would be able to deal it with 100 people, with losing some.
You always lose a few in a war like this, though, you know?
Yeah. No, but 100 people could take a gorilla. 100 men could take a gorilla.
Yeah.
No, a bear is another thing.
Purple, you said you had something for us, and that was all I had, was those two things.
Well, I guess speaking of my great nation of Canada, our election is coming up tomorrow. We're going to elect a new session of the House or whatever.
Oh. Are you going to go out and vote? Are you going to go out to the polls?
Yeah, I'm going to Pokemon Go to the polls, and I'm going to put in my fucking ballot. Oh my god. This is a good bit when you do it ironically, okay?
Pokemon Go to the polls or
Yeah.
the soundboard?
No, the Pokemon Go to the polls. It's a good one now, okay?
Is my use of the soundboard also ironic? Does that make it better?
If it is, I guess it does. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, it's an exciting time, you know. It's not really a close race. It was a close race for like a day, but it was going to be a big blowout for the Conservative Party, and then Trump got elected and started doing tariffs and stuff, and it immediately like flipped. People now want the Liberal Party back and to continue.
What does a
their
Canadian
thing.
conservative look like? Because I imagine your elections are like Libtard 1 versus Libtard 2.
I truly have no idea. I think they're slightly anti-immigration, like a little bit, but not too much because they want to avoid being associated with Trump. And
I bet your conservative choice is left of Kamala.
Probably, quite possibly. Maybe not Kamala, but definitely left of like Obama or Hillary or like any other Democratic one from like before Biden. I think definitely, yeah. But yeah, so it's not going to make a huge difference either way. But I do think I think the liberal guy is more prepared to make deals with Trump, and he's like a good finance guy or whatever. So he's hopefully gonna get it done, you know.
Well, Hartsy said on Twitter that actually Orange Man is going to get shot in the head sooner than later, so
He's going to have to deal
worry
with
about
bans
negotiating.
Too, so, you know.
I don't think I would make a terroristic threat like that on X.com. You know, I'd rather keep opinions like that to myself.
I saw him somewhere.
All I'm saying is I just went to the store tonight and my $1 2-liter diet soda that I've been drinking every single day for months now is $1.22. So frankly, I don't think this country can last. I don't know if I could even sleep. I'm so wrought.
Oh, well,
Those 22 cents that he lost.
none of the economic turmoil or anything has been affecting me until they started affecting the price of technology. Nintendo Switch being fucking $500, being way higher than it is in America than any other country because of these damn tariffs.
Does Nintendo Switch 2 have a single game worth playing?
That
Mario
Donkey
Kart
Kong
World.
looks pretty good.
Yeah, Mario Kart World. That shit looks awesome.
Yeah.
Compared to what? Just play the Mario Kart on the Switch.
No,
Yeah,
this
but
one's open world.
Open world.
That's the opposite of what I want in a racing game.
You can play as the cow from Moo Moo Meadows now.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
Donkey
fish.
Kong is great.
I guess from my perspective, I've had a Switch for years, and I play it maybe once a year.
Right.
So it's like, why would I buy a new console that I'm also not going to play?
Well, I mean,
there's going to be
yeah.
a bunch of third-party support on this Switch
Like-
2 as well.
When's the last time you motherfuckers played your Switch?
But,
play it pretty
You're going to play your
regularly.
Switch 2 just as often.
Yeah, probably.
I pretty much just gave my Switch to my sister, so I haven't
Yeah,
actually...
so why would you get the Switch 2 if you got bored of the original? And this one's like a different stand built into it, and that's the upgrade.
It's like significantly more powerful. Mario Kart
More
World,
powerful? You're going from 720 to 1080? Who gives a fuck?
It can do fucking 4K on the TV
Yeah,
now.
it can do 4K,
4K
dude.
120.
So it caught up to the year 2013? Like, I'm super impressed.
We're up to
Yeah,
it's up to like
insane.
2014 or something at least. Okay, it's a
Yeah,
couple
who
years
gives
more.
a shit?
It's
Are the
pretty
games fun or not?
It
There's going to
looked
be an
fun.
exclusive FromSoft game on this Switch too, which is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
never would have imagined that.
I don't know. I played a whole lot of my Switch, so I'm probably gonna have to get the upgrade eventually.
Right, I'll get it eventually as well.
Yeah.
Actually,
Sonic
probably
Frontiers
not,
runs
never
a
mind.
good frames on the new one, so
Sonic
be great.
Frontiers?
yeah, they're doing Switch 2 version for it.
That game sucks. So bad.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is that Steam has all the games that I want to play, which are hentai dungeon crawlers with some snarky humor. Reminds me of old Newgrounds Flash games. That's all I play. That's the only game that I've played for the last like 5 years. They just keep making like the exact same game over and over again, and I just keep buying it.
I just emulate all my Switch games on PC because I don't really need my Switch when I can have.
Switch on the PC?
Yeah, you have emulators on your PC and you can emulate Switch games, and it's awesome.
Why don't you emulate like PlayStation 2 games? Like go back to when games were good and they didn't just want to microtransaction you and make you play online with other retards.
I mean, there's
Nintendo's
like,
Like they
still
made a
doing
game
that.
that was just like, hey, we're gonna sell this game to you and you're gonna play it, and that's it.
there's no like PS2 era games I want to play that don't have a modern remake that is more accessible. So
I mean, you just have not looked at the library. It's like probably the biggest library in gaming history.
I had a PS2 growing up, and all I played was SpongeBob Alpha Bikini Bottom.
So you have shit taste. Like there's so many great games you haven't played and you just assume you won't like them.
What do they have?
You don't gotta just
Silent
play
Hill
shit because
2?
it's new or because it says Binding of Isaac on it.
Hey,
Binding of
Isaac.
I seen your
Very
tweets.
good.
The only game you've played for 3 full months is Binding of Isaac. You're gonna tell me you have good taste in
Yes,
games.
all day, every day. Yeah, I do. I do. Very good taste. I think my taste in games is stronger than my taste in anything else, honestly, any other media.
The only 3 games you've played are Binding of Isaac, SpongeBob, and Ballfrog.
Yeah, the only
And
three
Minecraft.
games- Yeah, and Minecraft, of course. Who hasn't played
Yeah.
Minecraft?
But that's more of a lifestyle than a game.
Right, yeah.
Games have like objectives and things that are fun to do.
Minecraft
That's more
has,
of just like chores.
Minecraft has an objective. You kill the little ender dragon at the end.
Wait, you've been playing fucking Pokemon Go. I don't want to hear about games that are chores. That's like the chorest of them all.
Pokemon Go's not a game, it's an exercise tool.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess if you're
It
aware
tracks
of it,
how
then
many
that's fine.
how many kilometers I walk so I can evolve my Eevee.
Okay. They got a
I know,
Pikmin
like-
thing that does that too now, and I've been
I didn't know
doing
Pokemon
that.
Go is still like actively played by anyone. Pretty cool.
It must be because the gym next to my house is always being attacked by people.
Oh,
I'm sure it's still doing good, yeah.
the gym is always being
Shit,
attacked. I need to hire someone.
When they have like a community event day, if you drive by the park, you'll just see like 1,000 people looking down at their phone together. So like, there's a shit ton of people, at least in this city, who play it.
Oh no way! That's awesome. Yeah.
You would think I would use that opportunity to make friends, but I don't want to be friends with a Pokemon Go player.
Oh, no. I've never played a Pokemon game ever, so maybe I should get onto that. Yep.
Well, they're not. The thing about Pokemon, right, is that as far as being like an RPG, it's like it's barely even like worth playing for any of that stuff, because there's just the one party member who you just have them hit each other back and forth, and then one of them dies.
Nah, you
There's,
already
no
talked about
strategy.
this on your fucking episode today.
I did, and it's
it should
true.
only be double battles. Yeah, we
Yeah,
heard it, Purple.
or triple.
Fucking repetitive bullshit.
Listen, I forgot that one was coming out today. Okay, that's
We
that's
are
my
here for
bad.
takes that nobody's ever heard before. Eggy, drop it.
He's muted.
I guess
He's-
Eggy left.
I muted
What
so
did
you
he
wouldn't
say?
hear my keyboard clicking and clacking because we're talking about PS2 emulator.
Never stopped E-Rich.
Or me.
So if you want to play some real Kino, I just dropped it in our chat here. It's Dragon Quest Final Fantasy board game, only released in Japanese, but that's a fan translation to English. It has the stock market in there. You can be a slime, like buying up stocks and all kinds of kooky, silly things. Very hard, by the way, but just something for the PS2. But yes, of course, I'm here now with your weekly Crown Coins news update. The Easter chase this weekend, it was out of control. It was really something special. People, they saw in order to win the $1,500 grand prize, you had to win the PvP races. Sometimes there were people that were gambling upwards of $100,000 per race, and it was out of control. But what we didn't see coming was that on the final day of the race, you were able to buy a coin package which contained the missing piece to complete the race, and you just had to win a top 100 spot in the day of Saturday. So Saturday I was there, I was watching my score very closely, and I was able to snag, along with many other of my Discord gambling compatriots, the $1,500 grand prize. We also just got hit with a ban wave last week. I believe it was maybe April 23rd, and nobody knew what was going on. It seems to be a new kind of ban that sorted itself out now. Today we got a free spin bonus we got back in today. Looks like we are all going to be banned from what is called the Edge Pack, which is every single day you can buy these packs with an extra percentage bonus. So for those of us who have won too much on Crown Coins Casino, looks like we're going to be banned from getting that particular buy-in bonus. But we should still be eligible to participate in future events and get additional daily bonuses. So it's looking good for the promo free play crew. Those people who are out there, some people were doing up to $100,000 of credit card transactions a day, buying these packs to get the cash back bonus on their credit card. This is going to fry them on that. It's going to no longer be an avenue for online casino profit. But for those of us who just play with that promotional play and use that for profit, it looks like we're going to be doing well. That is the update as of today. We're going to see how it goes moving into the next week, but it's feeling pretty decent. At least we're up $1,500.
Oh, awesome. You know, there's a whole arc in the TV show, The Sopranos, where the titular character, Tony Soprano, gets super into horse racing and betting. I think you would really relate to Tony right now. You know, I think you're a real Tony-esque person.
I mean, I gotta ask, like, is this is the main motivation still the money here, or is it just, are you just doing this for the sport of it at this point?
Well, the money, I would say. I mean, you know, I like to have money, but also at the same time we have, I'm not going to go tab over to it right now, but I think on average we have actively about 100 chatters in the casino chat, and you know, we're just at all times trying to figure out these strats. People getting their bank accounts shut down for the previous activity I mentioned, like buying in $100,000 of casino coins on their credit card just to get all the cash back bonus, and then immediately cashing out and then getting their bank accounts turned off. So laughs to be had, but yeah, you never know what the next step, the next evolution in online casino life is going to be. So it is also entertaining in that way. And they also get to see like boomers lose all their money because they're addicted to gambling, so they might win, but then they lose everything, and we all laugh at them. So really just a hoot, and get to stay up to date on all the best ways to keep raking it in. So, entertainment in spades.
Yeah, sounds like a good time.
Well, I've been scrolling through the anonymous Reddit account and I'm not finding any more funny comments.
Oh no.
Just really obsessed with hating Elon Musk.
Oh wow.
Having meltdowns when Tesla stock would go up.
I don't know. I mean, Elon Musk did single-handedly. I mean, I wasn't saying it ruined Twitter, but it was already bad. Now it's just bad in a different way. So
He made it more fun for sure.
Yeah, it is a bit more fun. Yeah.
I think that's.
It used to be just like a horrible nightmare of miserable people.
And now it's a horrible nightmare for miserable people, but a little bit more funny.
But instead of like everything being under a microscope of cancellation, now it's like, hey, let's see who can be the edgiest edgelord possible. And that's way better.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think it's no good. They gotta just get rid of that and Blue Sky and any.
That's
site
why we
like
made
that.
a containment board called Blue Sky.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of fun over there.
Yeah, I've got a Blue Sky. I haven't posted on there much because it is very boring when you go on the front page.
Yeah, no
and
shit. That's what they want Twitter to be.
Yeah. Well, I think they gotta just end it. I feel like it's bad for people and their mental health and for the state of the world. I think it's just not a good thing to have.
They should have said that about social media about 25 years ago. I think it's too late.
Yeah. Well, they've been right, and they got to get rid of it. You know, it's never too late until we're all dead.
I think my moderation X is very inconsistent. I have been temp banned and had my content hidden for way less than other people get away with posting, on a daily basis. I think the moderation is a bit inconsistent there.
What were you posting that got banned, Hartsy?
Well,
Whose life were you threatening?
I don't threaten lives, I don't believe, but I have said I have been banned and temp banned and hidden for certain words that people often say on this website now.
Like
but
what?
When I say it, it's I can't repeat it here, you know.
So you'll say it on Twitter all willy-nilly. It must be fine to say. I'm so willing to post it, but when you're on here, now you realize, maybe it is bad. Maybe I deserve to get banned.
Maybe.
I mean, if you're too scared to say it to me, it's probably pretty bad.
I just think it's unfair, how moderation is done on this site. I think it's
I did never get banned before on old Twitter, but now I did get my main account banned for saying a rude word.
I've had my content hidden for saying words like retard and retarded, words that millions of other people on this website say on a daily basis.
Elon has tweeted out retard plenty.
Yeah, but when I say it, when I call someone a stupid retard in a reply, I get my reply hidden because it's too hateful. Okay, sure.
Who did you say it to? Just kidding, Rowling?
Probably, yeah.
I think that might have been who I was talking to when I got my fucking account banned, actually.
You got your account
Just kidding, Rowling?
For making fun of Portal 2, and everyone got so mad at you.
No, I didn't get... Nothing happened over the Portal 2. I did get a death threat over saying Portal 2 is no good, and that was funny. But, yeah, I didn't get anything banned for that, so...
What about Team Fortress 2?
That's a bad game, okay? It's no good.
You should have been banned for saying Portal 2 is bad.
No, it's, listen, not only is that covered under the First Amendment, okay? It's also just
Canadians
true.
believe that now? Okay.
It's an American company, okay? They gotta stand by the First Amendment. When we make Canadian Twitter, we'll ban everyone for everything.
Oh. Is there a Canadian equivalent to Twitter? Is there a Canadian website or social media you know of?
No, and I'm thankful for it. I don't think we even use Twitter much, because every time I go on the leading politicians and stuff, even right before the election, all of their likes are super, super low.
I mean...
So I want to see, this is from my profile, and this got limited. I don't really see what the issue is here. Okay, I thought we were against Nazis, but apparently Twitter, I guess it's because it's ran by Elon Chudsk, that he loves place called Israel. I call it Israel because they're so bad over there, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see the problem.
I see accounts posting the most like hateful, like out of left pocket shit ever that anyone could ever possibly write on Twitter, and it gets hundreds of thousands of likes. It's not fucking muted or hidden or anything. And then you tweet something as harmless as this, and X will be like, "Nope, you can't have that." Fuck you, Elon.
I bet if you pay for Twitter Blue, I bet you can tweet this out no problem. Honestly,
yeah.
I feel like there's some protected class thing going on when you pay.
You know, speaking of paid social media, I was watching the new Modern MBA video that got uploaded today because I love business videos. I watch them all the time. And at the end of this, he's talking about BuzzFeed because they owned Hot Ones and it was very successful. They sold that off and now they're bleeding money again. So the guy who owns BuzzFeed, his plan is to start a paid social media network called BuzzFeed Island. I'm like, I mean, you might as well just probably die immediately. I mean, like, why even waste everybody's time and spend your money even faster on something so worthless and pointless?
I thought, they're still around, like BuzzFeed? Are they still a thing at all?
Yeah, because they owned First We Feast, which was like also with Hot Ones, and it was like their one thing. I think they had the Try Guys, but I don't know what happened to those guys. They still had a couple revenue streams that were coming in. Largely, they were shuttered, but they still had a couple revenue streams, and I don't think they have anything now. They needed some liquidity, so they sold off Hot Ones. And yeah, this is his great scheme, is to, before they lose any more money, to open a paid social media. Listen, I don't even like to read this stuff for free. That's why I didn't care to come back to Twitter. I'm like, who cares? Yeah. I'm here with me. That's who I want to talk to, and what opinion I value. I'll read the headlines and get informed that way. But paid social media is ridiculous, in my opinion.
They should make another BuzzFeed original movie if they're low in cash, because that would make a shit ton of money. Remember Dear David? Everyone loved that BuzzFeed original movie.
They should
have we had enough of the pre-log here? Like, can we get into the actual meat of this podcast now, Colonel? Are you ready?
Oh, sure.
So, of course, this is the Colonel cast on the Purple Surplus channel. And each week we do about half an hour of just, general talking, reading some Reddit posts. But then, of course, we always get into the history of a forgotten military colonel. And today we're focused on Colonel William Peleg Rogers, a forgotten Confederate hero.
I don't know about that. Listen, I tried to explain this to you. We don't actually cover the colonels, okay? I'm sorry.
In the vast and bloody chronicle of the American Civil War, the names of famous generals Lee, Jackson, Longstreet loom large, often eclipsing the stories of countless lower-ranking officers who demonstrated remarkable courage and leadership. One such figure is Colonel William Peleg Rogers, an obscure but fascinating character whose life and death encapsulate the fierce devotion and tragedy of the Confederate cause.
I don't think you're allowed to say the word Confederate and hero in the same sentence.
It's based on the Colonel Sanders, okay? He's the only colonel that I've looked into at all.
Born in 1819 in Georgia, Rogers spent much of his early life in Mississippi and later Texas, where he built a reputation as a lawyer and a Mexican-American war veteran. Like many men of his generation, Rogers believed passionately in the principles of states' rights and Southern honor. When Texas seceded from the Union, Rogers eagerly volunteered for service and eventually became colonel of the 2nd Texas Infantry.
Okay.
Eggy?
Well, it's just par for the course that Mexicans are great heroes. They helped get a great president elected very recently. And
he fought in the Mexican-American War, Eggy.
You said he was a Mexican. I thought you said he was Mexican.
A Mexican-American war veteran. He fucking slaughtered Mexicans.
All right. Well, I did drop out of school.
It's the name of the war, not describing his race.
Yeah, little problem on my part there. Apologies.
Hey, listen, Rogers was not a career soldier, but those who served under him recognized his charisma, bravery, and ability to inspire men. He was known for his modesty and his deep personal care for his troops, often sharing in their hardships without complaint. These traits endeared him to his regiment, and made him a respected figure among his peers, even as larger events threatened to consume the Confederacy itself. The defining moment of Colonel Rogers' life, and the one that sealed his tragic place in history, came at the Battle of Corinth, Mississippi in October 1862. Corinth was a critical rail junction fiercely contested by Union and Confederate forces. During a desperate Confederate assault on Union fortifications at Battery Robinette, Rogers led his men in a daring frontal attack. According to eyewitnesses' accounts, Rogers personally seized the regimental colors and charged forward on horseback, rallying his men under heavy fire. Even after his horse was shot from under him, he continued on foot, colors in hand, until he was struck down within feet of the Union earthworks.
Well, I think when you get right down to it, it's all about your character, and it sounds like this man had an absolute excess of confidence and charisma. And so, you know, an absolute hero. I know I was just praising Mexicans, but that's because I'm a centrist, and
He would probably slap you in the face if he heard that shit, Eggy.
Well, I mean,
praising Mexicans, they probably killed his brother.
I'm coming at it from a current day angle where we have delicious meals and lovely music. We've gotten a chance to, you know, have some cultural mingling and seeing that there's beautiful things and that we're all human beings. But yeah,
Amelia Perez, for example.
Back in the day, it was a lot of just kill them, you know, kill that and kill this, and there's just a lot of killing going on. So it was really a terrible time. The Civil War was that Lincoln, he couldn't run a country. Frankly, they should have never elected him. But
I understood that Lincoln saved the country. I thought that was his whole thing.
He was the good guy.
I mean, half the states seceded from the Union while he was in power. Am I wrong?
Well, yeah, but then he got them back together. I'm pretty sure that was before he was elected.
I would say by definition the most divisive president in history, right?
Well, not
like
anymore.
Just objectively, you would have to be. Like, no other president had states secede from the Union.
I think there's an argument to be made that Trump might still be more divisive than even that, honestly.
And he's got time to split his country up, and you know, I'll definitely disavow the Cheeto if he can't keep it together. But I mean, Lincoln, there's a lot of blood on his hands and his gigantic beard and his big hat. That's all I'm saying.
I think there's a few states I would be okay with seceding.
Yeah, for example.
All the states that touch Canada can just become part of Canada.
Oh, that's
we don't need them.
That sounds good, yeah.
Well, as a man who lived in Minnesota my whole life, I can tell you that we're very similar to Canada, so I don't think we'd have too much of a difference being a part of Canada.
Yeah.
Rogers' death was a dramatic and poignant symbol of the Confederate spirit, undaunted, courageous, but ultimately doomed. In a mark of respect unusual for the brutal standards of Civil War battles, Union soldiers buried Rogers with honors near the site of his death. They recognized in him a worthy adversary whose bravery transcended the bitter divisions of the war. Today, few outside specialized Civil War historians know the name William Peleg Rogers, yet his story offers a window into the personal valor and complex motivations of the thousands of men who fought for the Confederacy. Rogers was neither a... Should I have a second essay written about what his complex motivations may have been?
No.
Is this ChatGPT saying this?
Oh, of course.
Oh my God.
I said, write me an essay about an obscure colonel, and he wrote this.
Decided to talk about how brave and great this guy is.
They picked the Confederate.
Man. Well, you know, if the Union soldiers decided he was worthy of respect, I guess. I don't know the history, but I'm going to say
Rogers
probably
was
not
neither a
fighting for
fire-breathing
things.
ideologue nor a brutal taskmaster. He was a citizen soldier who fought and died for the world he believed in, for
God.
better or worse. His memory reminds us that history is not made only by generals and presidents, but also by the countless obscure figures. Is Colonel pretty low in military ranking overall?
I could not tell you.
I thought Colonel was a big deal.
Military rank structure. The Kentucky Colonel, I know, is a high honor bestowed upon people like Colonel Sanders.
Why is he not an admiral? Is that not higher? Or a general? General Sanders.
Man,
I don't
Kind
know
of
if
looks
Admiral
like
was even in
Ozzy
there.
Osbourne a little bit. I looked him up. He kind of looks like Ozzy Osbourne, so definitely not Hispanic.
Yeah, well, considering he's fighting the Confederacy, I don't think we're
Yeah, I think we covered that.
Yeah. It looks like in the army, colonel is smack in the middle of the ranking
Okay.
between lieutenant or second lieutenant and general. So, yeah.
There are no recordings of his position on slavery. He seemingly didn't have a strong position on it. He just liked the Texas honor, I guess.
He just really liked the state's right to choose. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, it says he was a well-off lawyer and he did not own any slaves. So, I mean,
That's good.
what are they going to help him do? Write a letter? It's not like he owned fucking crops.
I don't know.
So yeah, pretty much a hero.
Maybe not.
I don't think
Maybe,
I'd go that far, man. I mean,
So which colonel are you guys going to cover on the next week's episode?
Probably not going to cover any colonel. I wasn't planning to cover a colonel, I gotta be honest. But, you know.
Colonel pronounced with an R sound in it when there's no R in it. I think that's a pretty big deal.
Well, you know. It sounds better that way. No one's going to say
Is it?
colonel. That's awful.
I mean, yeah. Then spell it with an R in it.
Well,
Fuck you,
that's-
English.
Here's a deep dive on a really obscure figure, Colonel Robert Tansel of Alabama, a little-known Confederate officer who was outspokenly pro-slavery.
Okay,
In
this
the
one's
ranks of the
not-
Confederate
maybe
officer
a
corps,
less ambiguous
there were
figure
many
here.
obscure colonels whose names have... Okay, we don't need the same fucking intro.
Did Chat
You get the
GPT
same
choose
intro.
they
Pretty
chose
much the same
Confederate
intro.
2 times in a row?
Oh, man.
His views on race and slavery were not passive or indifferent. He saw slavery as a divinely ordained structure, a pillar of Southern civilization, and a system worth defending with blood. Hartsy, what the fuck?
Oh, my God.
Whoa,
Hartsy!
Whoa, okay.
Inappropriate. You should have hit the sad one.
Man. Okay, yeah, I really should have. Has the time
Fucking
passed?
sicko.
Has the time passed, or can I do it now?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh shit, wrong one.
Oh, my God.
Man, he slipped
Wow.
3 times
Oh,
now.
wrong one. Shit, wait.
Wow, he hit 2 of them at once.
There we go. There.
Okay, how about this? I'm gonna keep reading this essay, and Hartsy, you do the soundboard as you see fit,
Okay.
as you've already been doing.
Okay.
When the war broke out, Tansel was quick to volunteer. He helped raise a regiment from Alabama and was eventually appointed colonel, though records about his specific command are fragmentary, likely a local militia that was absorbed into larger Confederate forces. In letters written to local newspapers and political allies, a few of which survived, Tansel made his position clear. He called slavery the natural relation of labor to capitalism in a Christian society. He described abolitionists as infidels and fanatics determined to uproot the foundations of God's established order. He believed the war was not just political, but a spiritual battle between civilized Christian men and the barbarous northern mob. Which is how we refer to Canadians now.
Wow. I don't think
No,
so.
I don't get a badum-tis for that one. Tangel's regiment was reportedly stationed mostly in the Deep South, guarding key supply lines and occasionally skirmishing with Union raiders. He never rose to fame in the way more famous Confederates did, but to men like Tansel, the local defense of plantations, towns, and supply routes was just as critical as the grand battles at Gettysburg or Antietam. How do you pronounce that, Eggy?
I have absolutely no idea.
You don't have all the epic Civil War battles memorized. You're more of a World War II kind of guy.
It has just trended that way over the last 13 to 14 years on 4chan. But if you have a moment here, I'd like to just make one quick point. So Colonel Rogers, who we were talking about first, I told you the Civil War, it was probably the most awful thing that's ever happened. In that battle where he passed away, that singular one battle, it wasn't even the first Battle of Corinth, it was the second. Between the Unions and the Confederates, over 6,700 casualties and losses per.
Oh my god.
Yeah, one battle.
Yeah.
You know, all I'm saying is that if a certain Cheeto, who shall not be named, even had half that, say 3,000 people died in a skirmish as a result of Cheeto's Cheeto-ish ways. I mean, could you imagine? That'd be like the worst thing that's happened on U.S. soil in about 23 years and 5 months approximately. So I'm just saying.
9/11 was like 2000, so.
Yeah.
When did Avengers Age of Ultron come out? That might have been worse.
Age of Ultron, I think right now might be my highest rate on my MCU ranking list on my Letterboxd. It might be at the top right now.
Out of all 30 movies, it's number one?
It may be number two. No, it's behind Infinity War, but it's right up there. It's top 5.
Avengers Age of Ultron was released nationwide in the United States on May 1st, 2015.
Yeah.
I was there. Actually, I was probably there the day before, to be honest.
It
I didn't
released
watch it
in
a long
Dolby Theater, which is a live performance auditorium in Los Angeles, California, for the original screening on April 13th, 2000.
Hey, Hartsy.
Yeah.
You ever hear about this, Hartsy?
Avengers End of Ultron.
No, about this.
What?
In early 1864, while leading a counter raid near Mobile, Alabama, Tansel was badly wounded. He survived the wound but died of complications months later, just another name lost in the Confederacy's slow collapse. His death barely made a ripple outside his hometown, but among his friends and family, he was mourned as a martyr for the Southern cause. Today, Tansel is almost entirely forgotten, unlike figures such as Robert E. Lee, whose post-war reputations were carefully crafted into myths. Tansel left no grand legacy, no memoirs, no statues. His life tells a different story that many Confederates, especially those lower down in the ranks, fought not reluctantly, not out of a vague loyalty, but fiercely and knowingly for a society built on slavery. To remember Robert Tansel is to remember that the Confederacy was not simply a rebellion for states' rights. It was, at its core, a war to preserve human bondage, defended even by men whose names have been nearly erased by history.
All right.
I did ChatGPT choose a Confederate twice in a row.
There must have been more colonels.
I can see why Zoomers use ChatGPT to do their homework for them, because I think in these 2 readings, I've learned more than my teachers ever taught me in school.
Right, of course.
I feel like that essay is way too short to like submit for an assignment of any kind.
That's why after you do it, you say, okay, now rehumanize, or make this sound human and not AI, and then you do that a couple times and it's good to go.
Can't imagine.
Are you guys ready for essay number 3? Colonel Eggy Eggsworth, the devil of the Confederacy.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Among the vast parade of Confederate officers, few names inspire the same whispered horror, real or imagined, as that of Colonel Eggy Eggsworth, a man so cruel, so vicious that even hardened Confederate veterans spoke his name with unease, and Union soldiers told ghost stories about him long after the war. Back in 1822, in a crumbling plantation near Charleston, South Carolina, Eggsworth was a sickly, strange child obsessed with domination and punishment. Raised by a brutal father who believed kindness was weakness, Eggy grew into a man who viewed cruelty not as a necessary evil, but as a moral good. Before the war, Eggsworth owned one of the largest private plantations in the South, and it was infamous even by slaveholding standards. His slaves lived in near starvation, subjected to random punishments, bizarre experiments, and public humiliations. Local legends claimed he branded runaway slaves with his own initials, EE, and staged mock trials where he played judge, jury, and executioner. When South Carolina seceded, Eggsworth practically begged for a commission. He raised a regiment personally, the 13th South Carolina Reapers. Oh, that's pretty good. Staffed not with patriots, but with outlaws, debtors, and murderers who owed him favors.
Oh my god.
Their reputation spread quickly. They burned Unionist towns, murdered black civilians, and hanged captured Union soldiers without trial. Eggsworth believed slavery was not just defensible, it was sacred, and he preached to his men that they were God's chosen instruments to keep the black race in their natural chains. Witnesses claim that...
Listen, I've been trying to search for this name here, this Colonel Eggy Eggsworth, and I feel like ChatGPT may have just invented
he's not popping up on
here.
Google.
No, he's not showing up. I gave it a try.
How is ChatGPT allowed to write like this? I would assume it's against guidelines.
What do you mean? It's allowed to tell you history, no matter how dark it might be.
Right.
Witnesses claim that after the fall of a captured Tennessee town, Colonel Eggsworth forced Union prisoners to dig their own graves while singing Dixie.
God.
Then shot them one by one while laughing hysterically. Other reports say he invented cruel new punishments for captured runaway slaves, such as sewing their mouths shut to prevent lying to freedom. What the fuck does that mean? Even Confederate high command grew embarrassed of Eggsworth. General Braxton Bragg supposedly called him a necessary demon, but kept him stationed in backwater regions far from the main armies, hoping to keep his atrocities hidden. In the late 1864, while retreating from Sherman's forces, Colonel Eggsworth made a final stand in a burned-out plantation outside Savannah. Surrounded and refusing to surrender, he ordered his remaining men to set the fields ablaze, hoping to die in a hell of his own making. Union troops found his body days later, charred almost beyond recognition, but still clutching a scorched Confederate battle flag. Okay.
Wow. Now, this Braxton Bragg
hero.
guy is real, who they mentioned here, so I think
all of this is real. We had 3 Confederate heroes in a row.
Yeah.
3 of them. That's crazy.
Sometimes a man has to fight for what he believes in.
I mean, Colonel Rogers, I thought he was going to be the most courageous martyr of the day, but to be burned alive and still clutching a flag, which is somehow recognizable.
You'd think
Now, if your last name is Eggsworth, do you really name your son Eggy? It just seems cruel.
That would be like having the last name Jordan and naming your child Jordy. I mean, that would just be freakish.
Yeah, it's like almost incestual in a way.
LeBron's son is named Bronny. Found that out.
Bronny LeBron?
Yes, his son is Bronny.
Bronny LeBron. Wow.
Yeah, Bronny James.
Bronny James.
Yeah.
That's good.
And he's also in the NBA now, so.
Oh, wow. I'm sure he worked real hard to get that.
There's conflicting reports on how hard he worked to get there, yeah. But,
what if we all click the air horn over and over again at the same time?
LeBron just lost to Minnesota tonight.
Eggy, I can't hear you over the air horn!
Oh my god. Wow.
LeBron just lost to Minnesota tonight, so frankly, I'm thinking it's over for him. It's time to retire.
Damn.
How old is he now? Like 40?
Is it 42 or something, I think?
Oh, damn. Yeah,
Maybe he's 40, I don't know.
He should let Brownie take over as the king of basketball.
Yeah, they're on the same team. They're fucking...
Well, folks, you know what time it is now. We spin the wheel of Colonels to see which Colonel we cover next time.
Oh my
Get the
God.
wheel up, Colonel.
I don't have a wheel.
Where's the wheel of Colonels?
Hold up. Okay, we're spinning it. I got it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, Eggy Eggsworth again. I guess we have to. The wheel has spoken.
No.
Yeah,
we're okay. We don't need Eggsworth's story. Yet again,
You're saying us four should not come back 1 week from today and do another podcast about Eggy Eggsworth?
No, I don't actually. I think that's
you
not
don't think that would be a good bit?
That would be an insane.
That's not better than reviewing every episode of regular show and then giving up when I come on and ruin it.
You gave up on the
that show was doomed to die anyway. Okay, I was not gonna watch more than
Florian got lazy.
3 more episodes. No, I was. He would have gone through with the whole thing. But I was not gonna.
Like regular show?
No, I thought it was annoying the whole time we were watching it. I did not care for it.
God, dude.
It was no good.
What about Mordecai?
That's one of the characters. I don't remember.
What
Right.
about Rigby?
Rigby is my favorite.
He got his
He's
butt
always
cheek.
my go-to.
What about Pops?
Pops is great.
Pops was okay.
What about Gerald?
I don't think that's a character from that.
He's a character that comes in season 4. You haven't seen him yet.
Oh. I don't
Okay,
know.
Hartsy, it's time for the Colonel Bat quiz of the week. Name all the Robins.
Yeah.
Robin.
Wrong.
Robin.
Nico Robin.
Baskin
Hartsy, you said
Robin.
you started reading One Piece and Zoro is your favorite. Let me guess, you're on fucking chapter 3.
I read a little further than that, but yeah, no, Zoro is my favorite so far.
I'm waiting for the
Who can
new
have a
anime.
favorite when you're like fucking 5 chapters in?
I mean, yeah, to be fair, it is a very small cast so far, so I think it's unfair for me to choose a favorite. So
You can have a
Hartsy's
favorite
reading the
whenever you
Bible
want.
like, hey, this Adam guy, he's my favorite character in all the Bible. Yeah, I'm only on fucking page 8.
my favorite character would be Judas, actually.
Well,
He
you
doesn't
only
show up
like him
till
because he's got
the
extra
next
damage
book,
and
you
Binding
fucking
of Isaac.
retard.
Wow.
I haven't read the Bible yet. I need to. My girlfriend really wants me
There's
to.
nothing worth reading in there, okay? Look at Eggy. He's read it cover to cover. Has it improved his life? He talked about gambling for 20 minutes.
Hey,
There's
you
no-
know what? What's that? You lead a man to water and teach him how to fish. I got taught how to work a slot machine. Yeah, so that's what I do.
Is that what Jesus said? Take a man to a slot machine and teach him how to pull the lever?
I feel like about going to the Bible, not like believing it and just expecting a bunch of cool myths and legends and stuff. Like, I think
That's what One Piece is for.
Yeah.
yeah, right, of course.
Greek
And
myths
you get to see
are
pictures
just
of it.
better. There's
Right, yeah.
cooler monsters in the Greek ones.
So the anime adapts to the first chapter up until episode 3. Episode 3 is the first chapter of the manga. That's crazy.
Yeah, chapter 1 with Luffy's backstory, they thought, oh, that's too boring. We'll throw that in episode 4,
Oh, 4,
No.
damn.
pretty much.
Wow, that's crazy.
And they throw fucking Nami in there when she's not even there.
Hmm.
They gotta fucking come out with that new anime so I can hop on this. It sounds like an interesting story, so
Nah, it
But I'm
kind
not
of
gonna-
sucks.
oh well.
I don't
People
really
say
care
it's like
for
the
it.
best story ever. It's like the best one, period.
Eh.
That's what I hear.
I just do it because it gets a lot of views on YouTube when I do my podcast about it.
Okay. More or less
I'm
than
not
the
really
Colonel
passionate about it.
Quest.
I just do it for the views and the money because it's so
Oh.
popular.
Right, of course.
Damn.
Man, I haven't read anything much other than Sonic comics in the last few years.
It's the only thing worth reading, am I right?
Right.
No.
You've read
the
the
Doobies-
descriptions for the Isaac items because you're using the fucking mod that tells you what all the items do.
Right, yeah, because
You're
I'm
not
not gonna
cheating.
play without that mod. What? Yeah, I use
Fucking
the item descriptions
casual.
mod. What do you mean casual? If anything, I'm
A
like,
real Isaac player has the binding of Isaac.wikia.com just open all the time.
that's what I had,
Scrolls
but, like,
through the list of items for treasure rooms and shops and devil rooms and
I
etc.
played for like 200 hours before I installed the item descriptions mod. I was sick of switching between monitors to read shit.
It's you gotta go platinumgod.com. Okay, that one's got the whole list of them and all the trinkets
Right.
and everything.
The fandom wiki sucks. Fandom is a
Yeah.
terrible website.
Yeah, but they don't have like a good one. Like Minecraft has like a good wiki and also the fandom one, but there's no good one for Isaac.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
sad.
Fandom bought Screen Junkies and falsely accused Andy Signore of raping the fans.
Oh.
Whoa.
They just wanted to get him out of there because he had creative control over honest trailers, and now that show's dog shit too.
Damn.
Is what
It's
it
not
is,
good.
Fandom too.
And now Andy, he started over on his own channel, and now he's bigger than they are. He started over. He got canceled. Said fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. And now he's beating Screen Junkies.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a real good story. Real.
You guys know those Leaving Neverland documentaries
Yeah.
about Michael Jackson?
hmm
So there's a part 2 that came out this year, and it's mostly just teasing the part 3 that's coming up in several years because there's some court case.
Oh.
And in part 2, they thought it would be fun to introduce some skeptics from YouTube who think that Michael's innocent, and they mostly just want to shit on these people. And you'll never believe who the first one to pop up was.
Was it Andy Signor?
Is Andy Signor.
Was Razor
That's
Fist
like,
in
oh
there,
my
or-
fucking god. They might have played a Razor Fist clip, but they actually got Andy face to face for an interview. Like, he actually came in.
Oh no.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I sent him a Twitter message immediately, not realizing, perhaps I don't know his position on how he was portrayed in the documentary, but I did just send him a message, ha 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 ha, I can't believe it, you just like broke the Matrix for me, and then he just gave it like a thumbs up reply.
His channel's name
Well,
is
that's good.
Popcorn Planet, right? Or what is it? It's Popcorn
I
Oh no.
one of them's a movie review channel that gets no views, but then like the channel where he would live stream like the Johnny Depp court case, that's how he got popular again.
Oh, okay. So, we like
So basically just like taking like perhaps what some might view as the wrong side of every position.
If he's a Michael Jackson skeptic, he's on the right side of that, okay? People have
Yeah.
been fucking slandering Michael Jackson
Well-
for too long.
Like the theme seems to be Andy was more or less falsely accused of something, and now any position where a man is being accused of something, Andy's like, he's got to be innocent because I was. Johnny Depp, he did nothing wrong, I'm sure.
I mean, wasn't
He's
Depp
just
found-
like me.
Wasn't he found innocent in the court case? I forgot.
I mean, they're saying he's going to come back for a new Pirates movie with Disney, so I guess he got away with whatever happened.
Right.
Yeah.
If anything happened.
Listen, people, there was some allegation that what's her name, Amber Heard, shit in his bed. So I think that just sort of absorbed all of the talking around that.
Yeah. My cat Isabel's done that in my bed fucking twice, and nobody talks about it.
Well, that's
Nobody
not
gives a
a
shit.
person though, you know. And she said it was the dog, but he said it's too big for that dog. So
Isabel's got some big ass fucking turds. I wouldn't be too sure.
well, I mean, yeah, who knows?
My cat has never gone anywhere outside the litter box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purple, why are you so passionate about Michael Jackson being innocent when you're
Because-
like a fucking 21-year-old Canadian?
I watched listen, I really fucking liked Michael Jackson when I was a kid, okay? I had the Wii game.
See, that's the
It came with
defense
the
is
glove.
that I have nostalgia and I'm a fan.
No, there's
like,
listen,
that
I
doesn't
watched
even
the
answer
fucking
the
Razor
question
Fist
at
video,
all.
okay? I don't care for Razor Fist generally, but his Michael Jackson videos were pretty good. And his Queen one, that was also pretty good. So
I don't know. If an artist I like was accused of something horrible, I would probably try my hardest not to believe it. Like if Blade came out and was accused of something terrible, I would just close my eyes and not listen.
yeah. The guy who made Five Nights at Freddy's was accused of donating to conservatives.
Well, he did. Like
Well, yeah,
it was
yeah.
traceable. Like, wasn't
But aren't there some things that even without evidence we all know probably is true? Like when Epstein's accuser was just committing suicide a few days ago,
oh,
and then you hear that she met Epstein because she was working at Mar-a-Lago as a teenager. It's like, oh yeah, I guess we all know Trump is literally killing witnesses, victims of child rape, who were working for Epstein that he was friends with and probably fucked them himself. He's literally killing these people.
I mean,
Like, we all know that, but we just live with it.
Yeah.
yeah.
People
I mean,
forget
all
that
politicians
Epstein
are
died under
evil.
his presidency too.
Yes.
So
Right. I mean, every
Yeah.
single person in Hollywood, fucking the White House and the government is evil. And is,
1 month ago, the White House is saying, "Oh, we have the Epstein list, and oh, I can't wait to reveal it." And now the
They gave a
witnesses, the
binder.
victims are being literally murdered. They hit her with a school bus. She survived, and 4 days later, they suicided her anyway.
My
They think
God.
we're fucking stupid. They're doing it right in front of us, and we arrested a judge. Everybody's gonna fucking talk about that, and not this woman who was fucking killed.
right.
I think my favorite part of Trump 2 so far has been when they handed out all the binders to like Libs of TikTok, and you've got all these smiling photos of like fucking her and Jack Posobiec and whoever, like all these influencers.
Yeah,
And then
so
they go and
they're
they release
complicit.
it.
They're admitting we have the list of names. We're not going to make it public,
Yeah.
and we're going to let the victims be murdered.
Well, it's just like
Like
everyone
they're
knows.
defending these people.
Everyone
Every
in
single
power-
person in the White House should be killed.
Everyone in power is unapologetically evil, and we all just live with it. So sad.
It's no good.
Sorry, my soundboard was a
And-
little bit delayed. It kind of went in the same time. I meant to say it immediately after what Mumkey said, but so you can piece that together.
That they should all be killed?
I
Yeah.
do want to say this much, though. The fact is that Epstein actually just got transported back to Israel. I don't think he came back to America to do this. I think, Trump is handling it. But, Epstein might still be making some calls. I don't think there was ever real proof that he was ever actually dead. So, but something.
No,
to
they
think
didn't
about.
show me the body for sure.
That's right.
What
maybe
reason would
Musk
they have
got
to keep
him
him
then.
alive? Like, he's just loose ends, right? Why wouldn't they kill him?
He did Israel's bidding with the great blackmail operation, so now he gets to live as a king, hidden away in some palace bunker in Israel, I assume.
Oh, damn.
I don't know.
But that's conspiracy. We know for a
Yeah.
fact that they murdered this woman. Like, that's
Right.
not even a question.
I mean, probably. It certainly seems
She has
like
a tweet
it.
that says, "I am not suicidal."
Yeah,
like,
well, that was
it's
from
cut
like a
and
couple
paste.
years ago, so who knows? Who knows what's going on?
I doubt she
But,
changed
yeah.
her mind.
Right. No.
I mean, yeah, probably not. So.
I mean, this stuff happens all the time. People that have some type of damning evidence or testimonies are killed off, like right before they're able to give it. And it's always suicide or a freak accident.
Mhm.
And no justice will ever be served because the people running the justice departments are in on it. Literally every single one of them are complicit.
Right. Big sad.
So really the only option is the American civilians need a revolution and murder every single politician. Just
Okay.
straight up.
Yeah.
Start over.
I mean, yeah.
Tear apart
That's
and
how you
stuff
drain
like
the
that.
swamp.
Mhm.
This is the direct quote from Miss Virginia Giuffre, by the way, who was murdered by Trump recently. Quote, "I am making it publicly known that in no way, shape, or form am I suicidal. I've made this known to my therapist and general practitioner. If something happens to me in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me to protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted." End quote.
Now, I don't watch
Sounds
the
pretty
news.
suicidal to
Was
me.
this reported on any public news station that is owned by Jewish people? Just straight up, was it? I want to know.
We've got a New York Post, Russia Today.
Oh my God.
I think those are the only two that I'm seeing.
So they're all complicit. Every single media company, complicit. Every politician, everybody who showed off the binders, literally want children to keep getting raped, and they don't think that the people who do it should be punished. They want to cover up and hide it. And if you're listening to this and you're not killing a politician, I think you're complicit too. Me and Eggy, we've done our part.
That's right.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I'm in another country. I'm fine.
Oh, you don't think your Canadian politicians are evil?
No, they're all pure of heart.
That's Chat GPT. Let's see. Were any prominent Canadians on Epstein's?
You know, there are some photos with the current prime minister actually. In the Ghislaine
Something
and
went
so
wrong
on.
with generating this response.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, Chat
Oh my
GPT
God.
is compromised
But they
and
can
raping
talk
children
about,
as well.
They can talk about how a Confederate general is a hero and how he died for a good cause. That's good.
Yeah, Confederate General Eggy Eggson literally sewing slaves like at their mouth and like burning them alive. That's okay, but if you talk about what a politician went to an island, then it can't know.
Wow.
Hmm.
Also, for the record, I was already getting deported from the USA for making statements critical of Israel to begin with, so it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that true that we're going to start punishing Americans for making statements critical of Israel? I saw that on Twitter. Like Trump is going to make it a punishable offense to be critical of Israel.
He does say that, that any harsh stuff on anti-Semitism, which they are using to mean criticism of Israel. Which,
Damn, I wonder what blackmail Israel could possibly have on Donald Trump to make him act and behave this way. I mean, it really boggles the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How come we just stopped talking about the New York Jewish rape tunnels? Why did they go away? Like, they were in the news for like a couple days.
No, the tunnels were actually they were down to like some stupid sectarian thing. There wasn't as far as I can tell, there was no deeper stuff to that. It was mostly they wanted to like expand their synagogue, but you aren't allowed to like.
Did you
build
see
shit.
the footage of what it looked like down there?
It
was covered in trash, and there were baby chairs, like high chairs that you would feed a baby in, among trash.
And
that's a little not great.
Stained with blood.
Why do they have that there, Purple? What are they doing with child-sized mattresses and baby high chairs
maybe
in their secret tunnel? Tell me what they're fucking doing.
Maybe it's so small you can only like crawl through it, right? You can only fit.
They're expanding the daycare section.
Maybe.
Kids kept crying during synagogue. You gotta put them in the tunnel.
Is that practice that the rabbis do where they eat that part of the children, B'nai B'neth, or whatever it's called? Maybe New York was trying to legislate it, so they had to open up a secondary location for that.
No.
Are you allowed to talk about chomping down on baby foreskin on the Purple Kernel Surplus channel?
It might be unwise, honestly. This might be a bad idea.
About to pull a Rusty Cage and delete my whole podcast again?
Well, you said you were recording it, right? So, no point.
So this one's going up on the Treehouse?
I don't know.
No, this is Purple Surplus.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Could be Yoke or Two in a pinch. You know, I don't care about that channel. So.
What are you even gonna call this episode?
I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
It's the biography of a great Confederate colonel.
We can call
Eggy,
it
Eggsworth.
Cast.
The bonus.
I will just say this much about Trump, though, real quick, because next Monday he's going to start like forcibly putting like trillions of dollars of student loan debt into collections. Like nobody, like if you try to avoid paying it, they're going to come and take all your possessions and take your entire paycheck.
Wow.
So if there were to be any Lincoln-esque like straw breaking the camel's back that might make millions of Americans start going AWOL, I think taking their paycheck after you've like destroyed the economy for weeks straight and making them like starve to death might possibly start making some wheels turn, but who can say?
Right.
But I did also see he wants to eliminate income tax for those making under 200K.
That's
All right, he's got my vote.
I don't think that's happening.
one good idea in the sea of millions of evil, downright evil, terrible ideas. Wow.
Hey, if you do your taxes right, you can eliminate income tax yourself.
Right.
You can make that a income instead of income tax.
Well, I guess I do have one more topic we could cover here. Letterboxd is an awful platform, as I've recently learned here, because they fucking listen. I've been doing. If you've been watching the Batman Wheel and various other stuff with E-Rich, we've been doing a competition for who's gonna fucking watch the most movies, and I watched 20 David Firth short films. He made Salad Fingers. He made all sorts of stuff, you know. And there were 20 of them on Letterboxd, and I watched them all. And they took out half of them, so I lost like 10 fucking points in the span of a single second. I guess they were all just gone. So.
Well, I wonder if that was on the Letterboxd side or if that's from IMDb.
I think it's from. They don't use IMDb. They use TMDB or some like the movie database, some awful fucking site. And I think it was on their end. Yeah. So.
They should hurry up and put TV shows on Letterboxd too, so you have an excuse to finally watch the million fucking good shows you've never seen.
There's like 2 good TV shows in the world, I think. I'm gonna
Succession, The Sopranos, The Wire. Those are 3 that you haven't seen just off the top of my head.
That's fine. I don't need to watch those. Those are okay.
Wow.
I'm sure, but I'm not gonna watch them.
Wow.
I started watching some real Kino recently called Girls from 2012 by Lena Dunham. Pretty good.
Okay. I watched Man of Steel. That's a 2-star.
2-star.
Is that a documentary about black people?
No, it's a Superman movie. I'm sure you've heard of this one, Man of Steel.
Yeah, Man of
superhero
Steel.
film.
How do they spell steel?
Steel, like the metal. That's fucking.
So it's about Bender from Futurama.
Oh.
No, he's been called the Man of Steel for decades. Superman.
Who has?
How long? Superman.
Who?
The guy in the red cape.
Is that a Guardian of the Galaxy?
No, he's older than the Guardians. He's a different company.
Did you know that he was invented by insecure Jewish young men in New York City?
Oh, wow.
I don't know if they were insecure. I think
They were. That was the whole thing. Look up like Superman Golem Jewish, and then just read any article.
Well, I know
That's
it's
the
like
whole point of the
playing on
damn
that
character.
thing, you know. But that might not be a personal insecurity. I don't know.
I posted a review for the newest SpongeBob movie on IMDb, and I was pleasantly surprised that it was actually decent after the horrible movie that was the Sandy Cheeks movie.
Yeah. That Sandy movie was really bad.
It was. It was probably the worst animated movie I've ever seen, and it's not hyperbole. It's just like terrible.
He just keeps watching more fucking movies, dude. He's getting through all this Disney shit. I don't know how he has the time. It's pretty crazy. I'm never gonna win this.
If you're giving up now, you should focus that attention on watching new series. That
I'm never gonna watch a TV show again until they put them on
there's
Letterboxd.
like a million good ones you haven't seen.
Not gonna.
You've seen two series, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
What about Smiling Friends?
Yeah, there you go. That's number 3.
Wow.
And I watched a bunch of Futurama and Rick and Morty. I've seen it all of Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Hartsy, what would you like to plug?
My channel, Hartsy, where I stream The Binding of Isaac occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to recommend the next Purple Cast for $100, just email purplekernelbusiness@gmail.com, pitch him your idea, and he'll get back to you.
It's purplekernelcontact@gmail.com. That's my actual thing.
He only accepts Canadian dollars is the thing.
I'll take either. I'm fine, actually, yeah.
Nah, you're anti-American. You can't have our USD.
I'll take your that's part of being anti-American is
I know you want our American D.
Maybe, but
Eggy, do you have experience with any women wanting an American D?
Yeah, back in the day, when I was dating, I think I had a lot more luck with Canadian women for some reason. I don't know why that is.
Oh, wow.
But I never linked up with any of them because I didn't feel like having to drive all the way to another country.
Eggy, we have a surprise for you. Purple Colonel's mom is outside your door.
Oh my God. I didn't hear it.
Purple, would you let your mom sleep with Eggy?
Yeah, sure, why not?
She needs her permission.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's fucking older than me. That's how that works. So.
Wait, what?
My mom is older than me. What is that shocking?
Canadians do shit weird up there.
Is your mom younger than you? Oh no.
I'm known for having flavor with the sisters, so ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
All right.
My name, Jeff. You guys remember My Name, Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I was
What a
alive
classic.
back then. When was that?
That was the original Chicken Jockey, I'll tell you what.
Remember
was that
what's 9
from?
plus 10? 21.
It's from 22 Jump Street.
When was that? Was that 2001?
I'm gonna guess 2017.
No fucking way is
That
it
meme
2017.
predated 2017 by years.
22 Jump Street. 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Old movie.
It's as old as The Winter Soldier.
No, yeah, Marvel universe is pretty old now.
I think if the release date starts with a 2, you can't say it's an old
No,
movie.
that's old enough. Okay. At this point, if I wasn't
What?
alive for it, it's definitely old, and there's a couple like that. So
You weren't alive in 2014?
I was alive in but you know you can't say if there's a 2 at the front of it. That's not a good
I think
measuring
any movie that
point.
predates 2005 is old.
Yeah. And 10 years is pretty old. Okay.
Right.
So wouldn't Breaking Bad be too old to enjoy?
Well, no. There's no
No,
such
too
thing
old
as too
could
to
still be
enjoy.
good. It's just old though.
Yeah.
Should we do Spielberg retrospective someday? If we both
No.
finish all the Spielberg movies.
Well, I'm 21 movies in as of today.
Okay. I could speed run through them in the next 3 weeks or something.
I mean,
Just
two of them
go
are
watch
Spielberg.
go watch AI. That's the only one I would recommend.
Oh. Well, that's mostly like a Kubrick movie, or at least half of that was Kubrick.
Nah,
so.
he was dead.
Wait, so
Nah,
Oh
you
yeah,
can't say
but
that.
he planned the whole thing, so.
Have you finally
Doesn't
seen
matter.
Jaws? Have you finally seen Jaws, Monkey?
Yeah, I saw Jaws.
I love Jaws. It's one of my favorites.
Not even top 10.
What?
Top 10
I've
Spielberg.
got Amistad above. Amistad's better than Jaws.
What?
Matthew McConaughey as a lawyer.
You still give it 4 stars. That's pretty good for any movie.
Yeah. Yeah, 4-star Spielberg is, not even in his top 10. He's that
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
I think Jaws is an incredible movie, but it's fine.
You put Temple of Doom and Last Crusade next to each other? Oh my god.
Yeah, they're pretty low.
Fucking Last Crusade is like probably top 5 Spielberg, out of the ones I've seen anyway.
Have you seen AI?
No, so it might be top 6. I don't know.
It's absolutely brutal.
I think
Final 30 minutes, emotionally devastating on a level never foreseen.
Yeah, okay. Well, I do have to watch that. Sure, we should do that. We should do fucking Spielberg retrospective. When I watch all of them.
Could you imagine staring at the blue fairy for like 2,000 years, and then when you finally touch her, she crumbles to pieces?
Well, don't spoil the movie.
I'd fucking kill myself.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
And just remember this, they're not aliens. They are AI. It's important to remember, because I was confused.
Well, yeah, they're robots, right?
I'm just keep that message in the back of your mind, and it will become clear one day.
They're not aliens. They're AI. I mean,
Right.
yeah. Is E.T. an AI too?
No,
That'd
he
be
was
a
an
neat twist.
extraterrestrial.
Yeah, I guess
kind of
that's
what
true.
E.T.
Yeah,
means.
that's. I always forget E.T. stands for something, and that's not just his name.
I think Cockburn Industries went too far with E.T. too.
Yeah. Did they do? I know they were gonna do an E.T. 2 movie where there were evil E.T.s, or something.
They only made the game at Cockburn Industries.
Right.
Is that real?
Yeah, look up Cockburn Industries ET2.
I'm looking at it, but I'm not seeing anything.
Really?
Yeah.
They should make
I
a
don't think
remake
they
of,
made it.
E.T.
They did spell it EET.
Oh, that's from the AVGN movie, right? Yeah. We did that on this show. I should remember that.
Yeah, I know. I thought you would get the joke.
No, I don't. That movie is like an actual fever dream. You can't remember anything.
You didn't
that happened.
memorize the name of the evil gaming corporation from the AVGN
No.
movie?
I didn't. No, I would have thought it
It's
would
not
be an
just
LGN
knowledge that's
joke.
in your brain that you can pluck out at any time?
I'm a
No.
big fan of James Wolfe and his content. I've never seen the AVGN movie because I'm afraid of watching it because I've heard.
Well,
it's
that's
really
why
bad.
you're still a fan of him.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really bad, so I don't want to watch it.
I remember the scene where there's just zombies at a theme park or something for no reason.
It was
He just
called a
wanted to do
dream
his-
sequence.
Yeah, well, yeah, he just wanted to do a zombie. It didn't mean anything though. It didn't have any influence on the plot.
None of the shit you fucking watch means anything.
Most of what I watch means something more than the fucking AVGN movie, at least.
What does
Okay.
Smiling Friends mean?
Smiling Friends is about the joy that you can pluck out of the little moments in the world. Even
Now
if
it's
things
about
feel
being lol so random.
That's just not true, okay?
I feel like if he was gonna make a movie, he should have made a Board James movie. That would have been peak.
Yeah.
Just him sitting around for an hour and a half. Playing
You
board
should do a
games.
show like Board James, but call it Video James and do video games, I think. That would be a good way to expand the channel for him.
Right.
The angry video James nerd.
Yeah. Why not?
Well, because he already has a show that's exactly like that.
Well,
That's why not, you fucking idiot.
no, it would be different, right? He'd be more like himself. Because that's sort of the conceit of Board James. He's not playing the character until he started playing the character, But at the start, it was more about just his actual opinions on these fucking board games and stuff. So
Have either of you listened to the Cinemassacre podcast at any point?
no.
Just when they had the trans guy on there.
Yeah, I don't like the co-host on the Cinemassacre podcast.
I think they
Too
stopped
fat?
that. I think they got rid of Justin and all that crew.
Right. No, he's not a very charismatic or likable person at all. James is of course the only person on that podcast who's likable at all.
Should I tell my Justin Silverman story?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I on Twitter once, I think he replied to me something. I don't even remember what it was. He replied to me. It was some like Half-Life post, and he was like, yeah, Half-Life's cool." And then I just in my head I wanted to go unhinged, and so I mentioned like some shit about the pedophile that he made videos with 10 years ago or whatever.
Oh.
And then he was like unhappy, and I was like, oh well, this is. I apologized to him because that was obviously really unhinged thing to
Just out of
bring
left
up to
field.
him. Yeah. So yeah. And then I think I talked to him about Half-Life stuff for like a couple days, and then we stopped talking. So I don't know. Yeah.
Eggy, do you want to hear my pitch for a commercial that I think we should film?
Absolutely.
So it's a commercial for the couch reviews that people can pay for. And it's a cold open of us like pretending that we're doing an episode. And I say, yeah, back in high school, I knew this idiot. And he thought that when you have a boner, you weigh more because your dick is bigger than when it was flaccid. And then Eggy, I want Eggy to get like really, really mad. And he's like, well, why wouldn't that be the case? Huh? Like he doesn't understand. Like why wouldn't that be the case? And I'm just like, what is this, a bit? Like, calm down. And Eggy gets like more mad than we've ever seen him ever. And he like picks up, he like stands up, he's like grabbing me. Like, why the fuck wouldn't that be the case? And he picks me up and throws me over the back of the couch. And there's like a loud crashing sound. And then he picks up the camera and like holds it up to his face, and he calmly just explains, if you would like to choose the next video, you could email us.
That sounds peak.
That's gold.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good bit.
Yeah. I think I might have to put my mattress behind the couch, but otherwise it should be good.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
It's got to be like one take though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Comedy Gold in store, and I think that's it for this, probably the shortest episode of the Colonel Cast. Sorry, we didn't
This
have
might
much
be
to
the
say.
longest, actually. It might just be.
It's only an hour 31 right now.
That's pretty long for the Colonel Cast.
Wow.
We usually go 1:15 at most.
Crazy.
Peace, people.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Goodbye.